Hey everyone, it's Jen here. This is part 2 of the reading for each sign for May 9th. Thanks for joining me. So we're starting off with the sign of Libra. So Libra, happy Mother's Day. That's appropriate for you. Um, on the on May 11th, we have a new moon in Taurus. So this is a great time to get grounded in whatever way you find works for you. This could be, and you're probably do it without even realizing it. Things like um, gardening, or maybe even sort of cleaning or doing things around your house, getting things organized. Um, just being outside, walking outside, sitting outside with a cup of tea or coffee. Um, all those types of things help get us grounded. So let's see what we got for you guys. The King of Wands. So now we have some fire, some passion, some energy. Page of Pentacles. Oh wow, all people for Libra. So that's interesting. You could be dealing, you may feel like your week is all about sort of dealing with people versus, working on a project or something like that. So let's describe the King of Wands a little bit more. So a mature fire sign, he is able, young fire signs, they're like, oh, I'm gonna do yoga. And, they do it for maybe a couple days and then they're done. Like they want that instant gratification, but it's harder to maintain the patience and the perseverance and for more of the long-term goals. Whereas even the Page of Pentacles, this earth sign, is learning to be patient even at that young age. But the King of Wands has learned how to make things sustainable compared to its younger counterpart. This Page of Pentacles, they want to go to school, they want to learn, they want to really have a handle on their surroundings. They want to get organized. They want to have a handle on, making sure they have a budget, their finances, trying to save a little, all sorts of things like that. Sort of the day-to-day physical stuff that we deal with. And the page is already starting to become more mature about that at a younger age than the other signs. And this King of Pentacles, well, I mean, he's the master of that page. He's mastered what the page is only beginning to try to learn. And so, this energy has a will. They have insurance, life insurance. They have a 401k. They probably have invested in a property, not always, but if that makes sense for where you live. They have their shit together, and they have their, now I have been fooled in the past thinking that people who are quote unquote responsible like this, that means that they're mature in all areas of their life, and that isn't necessarily true. In fact, that's what this page could be saying. Or they could be, so the negative side of this energy, this pentacle energy, would be things like being really obsessive about things having to be very organized and in a very specific way. They could be very tight with their money. And to the point where those things become more important than the people in their lives. And I would say the negative side of this king, I feel like this king, if they lose sort of their fascination or the passion goes away, maybe the thrill of the chase a little bit, they're gone. Like total ghosters. They're just like, I'm too busy doing stuff over here, pursuing. They lose their interest quick, kind of. They still have that immaturity of them, of the fire sign. But this page, it's interesting. She's coming out of behind these curtains, right? Oh, he has curtains too. He's fully out. He's like, this is just who I am. Take it or leave it. She's peeking out. So there's some discovery here. There's some, could be a little bit of sneaking around. I usually don't read readings like that, kind of, for whatever reason, but so she looks like she's investigating, but she also looks like she's all dressed up, and she's prepared. Look how prepared she is, right? And she's prepared and she's ready to go. Huh. Well, so if you're dating, okay, you may have a couple options, and they are in the upright. I mean, I don't set my cards upright, but I mean, in reversal, but it's not that I don't consider. You already heard me talk about negative sides. I mean, so, but nothing caught my eye. Sometimes when I'm shuffling, I was like, it caught my eye that was in reverse. It looks like you have some pretty good choices. And when I started running through the negatives, I think those were your fears potentially. Like, in what way is this person going to disappoint me? But I think you're getting back out there again. You're taking the first step. Maybe you're applying to school, going out on your own, getting your first loan. I'm sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So taking the first step to something that would take longer, it's not going to be instant gratification. So applying to college, applying for some sort of program or certificate, or starting to learn about something. But it's also maybe if you're out dating again, getting to know people, dating, taking your time. This page takes their time. And does their research and does their homework before taking action. So you may feel much more comfortable with this energy, this page, but what about, this is a perfectly good, and there is a gear, which reminds me of the Pentacles in this deck actually, but this is the King of Wands. You may have two options, so make sure you look around. And keep your mind open, and don't jump into things too quickly. What was that for? Libra. Okay, we're going to go on to Scorpio. All right. Hey there, Scorpio. It's Jen. I'm doing your reading for the week of May 9th. Happy Mother's Day. Now, on May 11th, we have a new moon in the sign of Taurus. So Taurus is your fellow fixed sign, and it's an earth sign. So I feel like this energy would be is going to feel comfortable for you, and would be a really fruitful time for you to plant some seeds. And that can be anything. I mean, when we think about planting signs for an earth sign energy, it's literally planting seeds, gardening, getting out in nature, cooking, getting your house in order, decluttering, getting your finances in order, kind of getting all those little things checked off your to-do list. And that would feel really satisfying, and like you feel you really accomplish some things and have a clear idea of where you want to go now. The Lovers. Man, someone else had the Five of Pentacles. I think it was Taurus. Was it Taurus? So I don't know if you have a Taurus connection. Of course we do have that. Like I just said, that May 11th new moon in Taurus. Okay, so the Hanged Man. We've all experienced, the world has experienced a collective Hanged Man type of feeling with the pandemic, feeling restricted. You're on a pause. You can't move forward the way you would like to. And that it's been interesting to see if everyone has a different experience of the pandemic, right? Some people have thrived under it. Some people love working from home. Some people are trapped at home with an abusive person or someone that, not being able to escape to work. Escape. I'm using strong language, aren't I? But some people do feel that way. They feel trapped where they are. And it could actually, in a weird way, have prompted action, even though it's a card of inaction, having to just stay in the environment that you're in, may have really caused you to see things in a different light. And this is enlightenment. It's also a sun in the sign of Leo. So there could be something about a Leo or the timing of Leo, which is end of July into August. I feel like you had an aha moment during the pandemic that is manifesting with this, maybe this new moon. Because the Lovers, so this could be about lovers, about a romantic relationship. But the real reason, or the real meaning of this card is commitment. And so you can say, you can get a membership to the gym and say, I'm committed to health and working out, and then never go. And that happens in all sorts of things, and particularly in relationships, it can happen. Someone can say, I do, but it's in all those little choices and ways you can commit every minute of every day, and how you make those choices and how you show up or don't show up that really show whether you're committed. So I feel like this is a time to put for words and actions to meet. And to me, it's like when you sort of sorry, it's time to get up, but I'm already awake. I just see sort of a turning away, like he's even looking that way, and because this kind of looks like a traditional family, and they're headed off this way. So it looks like there could be a split. I don't know. The way her hands are, she's like the shrug emoji. She's like, I don't know, it could go either way. But this really is a poverty mentality. It's not, you could be concerned about money this week. Maybe you just are waiting for your paycheck if you get paid in the middle of the month. It can really just mean on the bottom line that, or you can be thinking or worrying about finances. You could be feeling left out in the cold. So that could, maybe you weren't CC'd on something at work. It doesn't have to be a huge split there. That would obviously not apply to a lot of people watching this reading. But it's almost like the commitment between staying and going. So just continuing to stay with something, whether it's a job or a relationship or a friendship or a situation or where you live, or leaving. A decision this week for Scorpio. Okay. Oh, Sag, let's see what's going on for my sign. What time is it? 14. Okay, Sag. Hey, it's Jen here. We're doing a reading for the week. Oh, shoot. What was it? 14. We're doing your... Jesus. Okay, hi Sag, it's Jen here. We are doing your reading for the week of May 9th or 10th. I never know when people think the day of the week, the first day of the week is. Now, there is a new moon on May 11th in the sign of Taurus. So this is a fixed earth sign. This is kind of, and we just had the full moon in Sag eclipse, right, in Taurus. So we've had this Sag-Taurus pull lately. It's an interesting dynamic. It can be a good dynamic, but it can be, I think, mostly because of Taurus being a fixed earth sign. It feels to a Sag that they're weighed down, that they're held back, that it's hard to get this person to kind of move forward or move on things. The energy you're constantly wanting it to be faster, go faster. God, that sounds like me. So Seven of Cups. This is, well, this is often, you'll hear it described, and it's right. Oh, you have castles in the sky, you have all these options, but you have to make a decision. You're kind of all over the place, you're kind of scattered, and maybe your ideas are a bit grandiose, or maybe you meet someone and you're already planning a future with them, and so it's kind of like, are your thoughts and dreams factual or realistic or fantasy? I'm drawn to the dragon because I love Game of Thrones. Anyway, and there's a castle. What else? Let's look. I never really look at the cards sometimes. We have, I guess, a snake. So snakes can be a false person, right? A castle, a heart. There's, I guess, a wreath over there. An airplane. So that means travel to me. The dragon is just pure fantasy. Way up on the top, there's it looks like some jewels. Huh, that's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they're kind of looking right at, they look like they're looking right in the middle at that airplane, or maybe the heart and the snake. For me, the Seven of Cups is very much a creative energy, because George R.R. Martin didn't just sit down and write Game of Thrones without some time to dream it up, to, daydream or fantasize, or in their head think of, well, what about this? What about this scenario? Well, you know what I mean? It's just, maybe he did. Maybe it just poured out of him like channeling, but which is actually kind of what I see happening over here, is all of a sudden, maybe you are having trouble figuring things out, making a decision, but you have all these great creative ideas. And here is the universe. Look at the spotlight. The universe is just like, this is very Taurus too, right? Ace of Pentacles. Here, how about this concrete thing? What are you going to do with it, Sag, now that it's real? Maybe it's a relationship. And once it's real, you're scared. You're scared of being stuck, tied down, having to give up your dreams. It's almost like you're thinking, I have to sacrifice to accommodate someone in a relationship. And so maybe thinking of that in a different way and approaching the relationship in a different way, and being authentic from the beginning. We're a mutable sign, right? So we will bend with people, and try, accommodate them. But you can't do that as a rule all the time, because resentment will build up, and then you'll start to feel trapped because you're holding yourself back. The Ace of Pentacles is like, look at this. Look at this big, it almost looks like a big purse of money. This can be a new job, any sort of new opportunity, but it tends to be more tangible. So you would notice in your day-to-day life this thing changing, whether you got a new car, a new house, or moved, or you're getting in shape, or you have this new career opportunity. You're redecorating, but that doesn't really, maybe for one person. And then we have Justice over here. So that's a Libra. But this is balance and fairness. So things have to be fair. I think that's it. That's kind of the bottom line I'm getting for Sag is I don't mind. I'm a mutable sign. I can go with the flow. It's I don't have to have things exactly my way. But it has to be balanced. It can't always be me, bending and modifying myself for someone else. And this could be in work. This could be in anything. So I see it's interesting, maybe around that May 11th Taurus full moon, getting some sort of offer, maybe a windfall. Where you really are asking yourself some questions about, is the situation I'm in now fair and balanced, or not? And that will really help drive your decision about what to do about this incredible opportunity. I feel like something about it you're having trouble getting your thoughts clear about, or making a decision about what way to go. And then I think the universe comes in and it's just like, here, now you really have to put your money where your mouth is, because here's a big, solid, tangible, real offer. So, what's it going to be? Okay, we're going to do Capricorn. I love this. Taurus. Tauruses tend to be good looking too. All right, Capricorn. 22. Hey Capricorn, it's Jen here. We are doing your reading for the week of May 9th. Happy Mother's Day, if that's appropriate. Capricorn. So we do have a new moon on May 11th and a fellow, I almost said fire sign, no, fellow earth sign of Taurus. New moon in Taurus, so planting those seeds, getting grounded, getting outside. What do you want? So for an earth sign, this is something that's going to grow over time. It's not something you just can go and, purchase and check it off your list. This is something that you're going to have to put the time into over a length of time, consistently over a period of time. So what kind of seeds are you planting that for the future, I guess? And we're going to take this one. Okay, what do we have for Capricorn? We have the Knight of Swords. It's going to require a change in thinking, a change in perspective, some letting go. Oh, and the Wish card. Interesting. So Capricorn, this is really interesting. Your wishes can come true. The Nine of Cups is the Wish card over here. But to get here to what you wish, your dreams, It's going to require a change in perspective, a change in thinking, and the release of something. Most likely an idea, whether it's an idea of the way you thought something should go, or thought it could go, or wanted it to go. I'm getting that it's letting go of an ideal. And this can be something ingrained even in childhood, where you think success is a big house and a fancy car. It could be, I don't know, what a family is. A family is a man and a woman and 2 point whatever kids. And saying, well, that's not the way it is for everyone, or whatever everyone wants either. So it's something maybe you didn't realize that you had sort of these specs on, this blueprint for, that really isn't it's something, it's an ideal, but it's not necessarily something that has to be. So like getting married, you could have a long, happy relationship with someone, a lifelong one, and never get married. Like it is kind of a social construct, marriage. Or it is, I guess. Like people could survive without doing that. There's no real biological survival necessity of it. Now you could say that about, you could take that in all directions. So I'm not trying to start a debate. If you're way into marriage, I got married once. Didn't work out for me, but I'm not anti-marriage at all. Yeah, so it's just, you're going to have to release some idea you had. And I feel like once you do that, once you can let go of that, you're pruning something, you're letting something go. Then that's when things open up. Like you kind of didn't even realize that this sort of goal or something, it could have been, sometimes too with kids, something happens and they think, I'm never doing that again. And when you're young and maybe you got embarrassed at school or something, it's like touching a hot stove. Your body's like, I don't ever want to feel that way again. That sucked. And so you have these visceral, or almost, it must be how evolution, how people stayed alive. The person that touched the stove more than once, probably didn't last as long as the person that said, oh shit, that burned and I'm not going to do that again, and then was careful about it. But it's almost like it got on steroids, and so that's why something like therapy is so good, because you can look back and with an adult perspective, right? This change in perspective, you can say, of course, I would never expect that out of my child or a child. And that really wasn't a big deal, but I've allowed it to stick with me, and I've remembered it, and I've brought it up over and over again, that kind of took on a life of its own. So death is releasing something, the caterpillar to the butterfly, but it never becomes the caterpillar. Almost a shedding of skin I get for you. But I do see you being able to make changes that actually really work, that for some reason you had it in your brain, like you couldn't do it. And yeah, so you know what, that's what I'm getting. I don't need to keep saying the same thing over and over. I'm sure it's annoying. Okay, we're moving on to the sign of Aquarius. 29:35. Okay, hey Aquarius, thanks for joining me. So we're doing your weekly reading for May 9th, the week of May 9th. And we have a new moon on May 11th in the sign of Taurus. This is a fixed earth sign. Taurus is, they're known to be stubborn because they are the fixed earth sign, but they're really obviously super grounded, the most grounded. So they are consistent, they're reliable, they're dependable. They tend to be very good looking. Their house would feel comfortable. It might be a little interesting. It'll have a vibe. Like it should have a good vibe. It should have kind of a chill vibe. Um, I don't know if I said this, but music, art, but and particularly music, like you may walk into their house and there's just some soft music playing, maybe, it's going to smell good. It's going to smell like cleaning products or good food, or just they may purposefully have something burning or whatever to make it smell nice. Like it's a sensory, yeah, they're okay. I'm getting all the senses. Okay, all right, so lean in, Aquarius. If you're with a Taurus, I mean, it's going to be very tactile, sensual, physical, like whew. Okay, I see things heating up with you. Let's see what cards you got. Judgment, a wake-up call, making a big decision. Here's Taurus front and center. The Three of Cups. Okay, really quick. This is just an impression. If some of you have started dating, it's interesting. It's kind of like maybe you start dating someone. You're with your friends and you're talking about them, but I feel like you're completely distracted by someone new in your life. You just can't stop thinking about them. When you're not with them, you're thinking about them. And they just really, there's something about them that feels, it's almost intimate, faster than more than the passion. Like there's a deeper connection with this person. There's a comfort with this person. I'm not saying it isn't, like I was just saying it was heated, but it's like an intensity versus sort of this spontaneous hookup that's kind of hot, but then it's kind of like, oh, what do I think about that? I don't know. This is like a connection and a slow burn. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's something. Okay, the judgment call, wake up call. Something gets your attention. Yeah, look, it's almost like this is, a wake-up call. I'm thinking of camp. Oh my God, it was so loud. Do you remember if you went to overnight camp, whatever the hell they used to wake you up in the morning was just intense. But something gets your attention, and this is usually something that you kind of shake your head like, whoa, I'd never put that together before. It doesn't have to be good or bad, but it's usually positive, because once you have this sort of, was this understanding you didn't have before, you often make different choices moving forward, because you see things a little bit differently. You learn something, you gain some significant wisdom, and it shifted your focus. So I think, again, if you're looking, well, even if you could be with someone and still someone catching your eye, don't get hung up on gender, could be an earth sign, could specifically be a Taurus, or it could happen around that new moon in Taurus on May 11th. Could happen when you're out with your friends. So this card, this could be anything. This could be a work thing, going out with your friends, some sort of celebration, something, but it's usually something that you could pretty easily be like, no, thanks, I got something, or whatever. I have something with the kids. You can easily get out of it without it being bad, looking to whatever. No one's going to be like, I can't believe they didn't come. But something about this event, this outing, even if it's Zoom, even if it's virtual, is there's some catalyst that happens. You meet someone, or maybe if we'll use the dating thing. If you're wanting to meet someone, you're out and you meet this new friend, and they have a sister or brother or friend or whatever. They're like, oh, they're single, we should get you together. Or you're looking for a job and you're like, oh, my so-and-so works here and they're hiring. You make some sort of connection where you would look back and be like, you know what, if I had never gone to that, this series of events would not have happened. But I see a really stable influence in your life, either coming in or really it's maybe you have that aha, like this is the one, or this is good, this is right, this is what I want, this is comfortable, this feels like home. Okay, and we're going to go on to the sign of Pisces. I like that for Aquarius. Okay, Pisces, it's Jen here. This is your reading for the week of starting May 9th. Happy Mother's Day, and just a reminder that on May 11th, there is the full moon. No, I need to do a take two. Okay, Pisces. This is your reading for the week of May 9th. Happy Mother's Day. And on May 11th, there is a new moon in the sign of Taurus. So the fixed water... Jesus Christ. I don't know why I'm making all these mistakes. Maybe your tongue's going to be twisted this week. So the fixed earth sign of Taurus is the new moon. So let's get one more. So we're seeing the Three of Swords. This is something kind of hurt your feelings, or made you feel a little bit jealous or disappointed with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords, it's a minor arcana. It doesn't mean you're being cheated on. Oh shit, are you kidding me? The Tower. We're going to pull some more cards. All right, Pisces, we need to get into this. What's going on here? There may be a shakeup. Right in the middle is this kind of intense Knight of Swords, and they have their hand ready to unsheathe that sword, right? So they're on guard. I feel like this person's going, okay, explain yourself. Who are you? Why are you here? And I don't know if you're a threat or not yet. So I'm going to treat you as one until I know otherwise. Now think about that type of suspicion or approach would work if you're out dating. Like that might, to have your, to just be so obviously like ready to unsheath that sword. Is that the right word? Sheath. So the way I would read this, like Lenormand style, is you were hurt in the past. So you're very on guard and very ready to sort of unknowingly blow things up. So I don't know if I like that phrase, blow things up, but yeah, just it's kind of like a sabotage, because you're so on guard and so ready and so looking for something. But I feel like it's overboard, Pisces. I feel like it's creating issues where there aren't issues. So maybe being a little jealous, or someone's doing this to you. Someone's being jealous. And that can be where you're being accused of cheating or doing something, or someone's, monitoring you or looking at your phone or whatever, you're like, I'm not. And it's not fun. it's not fun to be in a relationship where the other person's always sort of on guard and keeping tabs, you know what I mean? So maybe, okay, so now I'm getting it. So if you are in a relationship, yeah, there may be you may be with someone that's very jealous and you're just like, I can't, this isn't sustainable. So the tower comes up and says, this can't last. You can't go on the way things are. There has to be some changes and the universe will come in and make a change. But I almost see this as you sort of, I don't see you getting mad, but blowing your top in the sense that you're like, enough. If you don't trust me, then we can't be in a relationship. I can't constantly be, maybe you realize you're walking on eggshells, like always checking in. You're like, oh, what do I really have to check in? Because I'm going to stop and for 15 minutes on the way home and get something. And you're doing it, I don't know, it's like it changed from checking in to just, being respectful and courteous to having to check in because you're going to get in trouble. Yeah, I don't know. It's the dynamic has shifted and this could be a work situation, a friendship where you're just like, I'm not cool with that. Yeah, we have the 5 of Wands, so there's fighting, there's discord. And the fool just wants to be free. I don't know where to put this. They don't want to be restricted. So yeah, maybe sometime. Okay, so now I'm getting to the Taurus, that new moon, that's a fixed energy. So that can feel, you're a mutable sign, Pisces. That can feel really restrictive. And yeah, so in any situations where there's been fighting or jealousy, things have just taken a turn. People are on guard and it's just not working out. I really see you breaking away and freeing yourself so that you can move forward and you're not trapped in a cycle of this is just bad, negative vibes. There's a lack of trust. You can't, I mean, that just doesn't, I don't see how a relationship like that could be sustainable. It could even be a boss like micromanaging you and you're like, it's too much. It's just, there's something that's just too much here. And you're sick of being on guard. So you're freeing yourself from this situation and you're moving forward and you feel so much like it was weighing you down. You didn't even realize how much it was weighing you down. So something about the full moon at the end of the month or the last full moon may be of significance. This could be Pisces or Cancer. I think it's usually read as Cancer, but it could be Pisces as well. So the Fool is, if my emotions are always I'm so confused about what's going on. I'm trying so hard to do the right thing and there's just still all this, you can't win, you can't make the other person happy. You will free yourself from that type of situation. Or something's going to occur, something's going to happen. I mean, that's what the Tower, it places it right at your feet and is like, really, are you going to tolerate this? And you're like, shit, okay, I see it. I see it now, and I'm going to make the changes. And look at the surrender. Once you're just like, oh, this is so great. You feel so much better. So I feel like you are somehow going to extricate yourself from some sort of situation. You felt trapped and really feel so much better and freer by the end of this week. Okay, thank you so much. Take care.